Alex here with another review. This time we're taking a look at the Rove R2-4K dual dash cam. So we get a front camera and rear camera, but also they have equipped it with the brand new Sony Starvis 2 sensor, a sensor that in my opinion, and I keep saying this, produces some of the best image quality that I've seen on dashcams yet. They also included a fairly good sized memory card to get you started with. And on this video, I'm gonna show you the contents of this kit, as well as walk you through the features of this dashcam, and there's a ton of them, and then show you driving video both a day and a night. That way you can decide if this is the right dashcam for you. And as always, I'd like to remind you that I place a link in the description down below to this system in case you'd like to get one for yourself. The rear camera is meant to be installed on the inside of the vehicle. There's double-sided tape right here. I can peel this back and then attach it to the vehicle. Additionally, the viewing angle is adjustable, and if I turn the mount in this orientation, the rear camera is now able to mount against a vertical surface. And the included rear camera extension cable is actually quite long. It measures about 6.5 meters, which is roughly about 21 feet in length. And to power the dashcam, they have included this automotive adapter. And this is the first time I've seen this. We get a full-size USB port for the dashcam, but also a USB-C port. That way we can charge something else. And the included power cable is also quite long, coming in at around 12 feet of length. And let's take a look at the mounting options, because Rove actually includes two mounts, an adhesive mount and a suction mount. And the suction mount has the advantage that I can put it somewhere on the windshield. If I don't like that position, I can move it around fairly quickly, especially helpful if you're planning to move this dashcam from vehicle to vehicle, such as a rental car. The adhesive mount has the advantage that it has a lower profile than the suction cup mount, so it could potentially provide for a cleaner installation, especially if you're trying to put this really high up in your windshield. And it just double-sided tape right here. I peel this back and then attaches to a clean windshield. The mount also supports adjusting the viewing angle, and the adjustability is quite a bit. Once I find the position that I like, I can lock that in place. And let's go ahead and install this with the suction cup mount. I'm gonna slide the mount onto the dashcam, then I'm gonna place this on a clean windshield. I'm gonna turn this ring to lock it, and that is it. Also notice that this mount also allows for the camera angle to be adjusted, and once I find the position that I like, I can lock that in place. Rove has also included a 128GB memory card. However, this dashcam supports all the way up to 512GB of memory.
Video mode. Recording started.
And we are presented with the front view, and also in a smaller screen, the rear view. Also, you'll notice that if I tap on this button on the side, which is the power button, that allows us to take a picture. Also, this button right here with the arrow that points down allows us to switch between the cameras. Here's the rear view and the front in that smaller screen. Tapping that one more time shows us the front view only. Tapping that one more time shows us the rear view only. Tapping that one more time returns us back to that split view. We can also stop the recording with the OK button or resume recording. And this emergency button allows us to protect and flag the section of the video that we're currently recording. That way we can locate that in the future. And then we have this up arrow that allows us to temporarily turn off the microphone or re-enable audio recording. And to play back videos, I'm gonna hold down the menu button, and it enters into playback mode. And as you can see, the videos have been sorted out into different folders. This is video from the front camera. If I tap this button one more time, it shows us video from the rear camera. Tap this one more time, and it's gonna switch to emergency recording. This is potentially where we can find videos of car crashes. Again, video for the front camera. Tap this one more time, video for the rear camera. And if I tap the menu one more time, it takes us to the pictures folders, which again shows us pictures for the front and pictures for the rear of the vehicle. Now at any point, I can pause the video with this button right here. And I can also manage the video by tapping the menu button one more time. And here we can delete the video or we can protect the video. But now let's take a look at the menu. I'm gonna tap this icon. And the very first section is gonna be resolution. Now we have several choices here. We can run the front at 4K and the rear at full high definition, or we can lower those resolution settings to 2.5K for the front while the rear stays at full high definition, or we can run both the front and the rear at full high definition, but notice that we gain an increase in frames per second, which we can potentially use if we want to capture fast moving objects like license plates on fast moving vehicles. And Rove is one of those dash cams that has a ton of customization. Let's take a look at the G sensor. The G sensor is what allows this dash cam to attempt to detect when you get into a car crash, and normally dash cams have a low, medium, and high sensitivity setting. On the Rove, we get a total of 9 potential settings, so we could potentially tweak this really exactly to where we want the sensor to be as far as sensitivity. And this dashcam pretty much comes with all the settings that are recommended enabled. For example, it supports HDR, and you can see that it is enabled. Moving over to the next section, we can also adjust exposure and also the time-lapse record function if for some reason, instead of you wanting to have normal video, if you wanted to record a time-lapse of your drive. We also get video compression options. Both H.264 and H.265 are supported, and also video bitrate, and this can potentially increase the quality of the video that is being recorded at the expense of having a larger memory files. Moving over to parking mode, it does require the optional hardwire kit, and if hardwired, we get several choices. The very first one is time-lapse and impact detection. That way we can have a time-lapse record, but also normal video record if somebody impacts the vehicle, or we can select motion detection and impact detection, or we can have it in impact detection only. And here's another great feature that I don't see on too many dash cams. That is an independent G sensor setting for the parking mode. And remember, this is separate from the driving G sensor, because you may want to have the driving G sensor be set either at a lower sensitivity or higher sensitivity. You can also select whether you want audio to be recorded or not recorded, and also what video stamps you want the video to include. The speed unit is adjustable between miles per hour and kilometers per hour. And here's where you can select the option for those icons to disappear in your screen if you want to have a clean view of the road. And you can also select whether you want to have the speed and compass be shown. And also you can rotate the video both for the front camera or rear camera to accommodate for either one, having been installed upside down. Moving over to the next page of settings, here's where you can enable Wi-Fi, and also what Wi-Fi mode you want to enable, and that is because this dashcam supports both 5G and also 2.4 gigahertz bands for Wi-Fi. Moving over to the next page of settings, we can adjust the date and time format and also the GPS time zone setting. And there's also a screensaver option, and here you can select whether you want to see live video all the time displayed on your screen, or whether you want that screensaver to kick on. And here's what the screensaver looks like, and it kicks on after around 1 minute. Or you can also select to have the screen turn off after around 1 minute, but the dashcam continues to record. Screen brightness is also adjustable. It's currently running on high, but you can lower that if it bothers you at night. The beeping sound can also be turned off, and notice that when I turn that off, you don't get that beep anymore when you use the buttons. Speaker volume is also adjustable, low, medium, or high. And also the voice guidance. Sometimes you get some voice prompts that you hear. You can turn those off if you don't need them. However, I like to keep them on because they can potentially alert you to an issue with the dashcam, such as if for some reason it were to stop recording, or maybe if you forgot to put a memory card on here, the dashcam will warn you about that. The startup sound that you hear when the dashcam turns on and off can also be turned on or off, and also you can enter a custom license plate if you want that to be included in your video. But now that we've seen the main features on the dashcam, let's move over to the app so we can see those features as well. And this dashcam uses the Rove app, which is available for Apple and Android devices. And as you can see, it connects to the dashcam using Wi-Fi and shows us a live view coming from it. And we can also look at the rear camera as well. Now, if you wanted to see this on a larger screen, you can do so by using this square button right here. And now we are shown a full screen view. And again, the ability to switch between the rear and the front camera. There is also an icon that allows us to take a picture. We also get this microphone icon
Audio recording on.
that turns off the audio recording
Audio recording on.
or re-enables audio recording. And if we tap this icon,
Recording stopped.
we can stop the recording
Started.
or resume recording. You'll also notice that there are more icons in the bottom, and this one right here allows us to enter into the playback mode. And again, the videos have been sorted out into different folders. For the front camera, we have normal video, video potentially involving a car crash, and also any photos for the front camera, and the same equivalence for the rear camera. But let's go ahead and play back a video, and we are given two choices, either to play the video from the dashcam or to download it to our phone for safekeeping. I'm gonna play it directly from the dashcam.
Recording started.
I'm gonna go ahead and pause that. And there is a trash icon right here that allows us to delete the video. We can also enlarge the video if we wanted to see that on a full screen. And again, you have options in the bottom to delete the video, to download the video, to protect it so it never gets deleted, or to trim the video. You can also select multiple videos with these three little dots. I'm gonna tap select, and then I could select the videos that I wanna delete, return back to those dots, and tap delete. Now, the important thing to remember is that these videos are stored on the dashcam. If I download any of them to my phone, then they'll move over to the local album. Now, the last icon right here accesses the settings of the dashcam, and every single setting that I showed you on the dashcam is accessible via the app if I wanted to change it from here. But now that I've shown you the features of the dashcam and the app, let's take a look at some driving video, including the audio test, to see how well this dashcam actually performs. And this is an audio test of the Rove R2-4K dual dashcam, and I am sitting on the driver's side seat. And this is an audio test of the Rove R2-4K dual dashcam, and I am standing outside the driver's side door. And I previously reviewed the R2-4K single channel dashcam and the R2-4K Pro, but I really think that the R2-4K Duo really takes the dashcam to a whole new level with the addition of that Starbase 2 sensor and the rear camera. Now, I do have some gripes with the app, and these are the same gripes I mentioned before of having to request a username and password to be able to use the app. I find that tremendously frustrating because if I just want to use the app, I want to be able to either have a guest mode or coming into the app without having to go through a lengthy sign up, put my email, my information, and now they even require a serial number. Unless you're giving something back in return for that information, such as perhaps extending the warranty of the dashcam, I think it's a little bit of a hassle, and I really hope that Rove eventually will give us a guest mode or some way to get into that app without having to go through that whole sign up process. I think it will make it easier for folks like me who already have too many usernames and passwords to remember. But a great thing about this dashcam is that you can tell that they were thinking about upgrades when they were designing it. For example, this is compatible with their circular polarizer filter, which literally screws onto the front of the dashcam very securely. And if you have not seen these filters before, they dramatically improve the image quality that a dashcam can capture. Now, I made a video covering how these filters work and the difference that you can expect if you use one of those filters. I'll put a link in the description down below to that video. And they also have their ultimate hardwire kit, which is gonna be needed if you wanna enable parking monitoring. And this is again one of those kits that, in my opinion, is a complete kit. I wish more hardwire kits were like this. Pretty much everything that's needed for installation is included in here. And if you like the amount of customization that this dashcam offers, but you don't really need the rear camera and you're okay just with the front camera, you want to consider the single channel version of the Rove R2-4K. I previously reviewed it. It is more affordable, especially if you only need the front camera. I'll put a link to the full review in the description down below. And if you're looking for a triple channel version of the Rove, there is one. It's called the R3. I have also reviewed it. I'll put a link to that review in the description down below, along with a link to this dashcam in case you want to get one for yourself. And if you guys have any other questions regarding this, please put that in the comments down below. If you found any part of this video helpful, make sure you hit the like button to support the channel, and stay tuned as I have a lot more dashcam reviews coming up. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.